Welcome Ji. Let's start Java tutorial. So today I'm going to discuss on input output streams. Okay. So how as a in Java programming language we can read data from file or we can write data in file. Okay. That is a input and output. For reading data from file writing data file in the form of stream. Okay, Java support reading data from file or writing data in file in the form of a stream. And stream is a sequence of data. A sequence of data. This is, let's say I want to read this data from my file. So our system read first A, then T, then O, then M. This is the sequence of data. That sequence of data known as streams. So we are here. We are going to look uh, what kind of Java offer stream classes in interface for supporting input and output. So these are the kind of things. First, a very low levels API available to read data from file, write data from file, known as a byte stream. Okay, here data is reading from file or writing from file happen in the form binary data in the case of byte. Or similarly, next level of API available your character stream. Okay, instead of reading and writing data in the form of byte, you can write data in the form of character. Okay, and that automatically handled by the translation to from the local character set. And third way are generally buffered stream. Instead of all the files are read and write through your operating system. Okay, finally as a Java applications request your OS and your operating system read data and write data. So instead of for each character reading and writing, your kind of lots of times consume of your operating system. Due to these files are stored in a disk. A disk speed is just slower. So can it possible कि instead of reading one character can we read maybe junk sub character? Or if you want to just going to write data in the stream, instead of let's keep writing the first write A, then write U, then write T, instead of why not auto completely buffer the complete automatically and write into the file. So kind of a buffered stream support here that optimize our input and output, okay, by reducing the number of calls to the native OS API. So finally, writing any bytes of data into the your drives reading is the Java is doing the native. That means on which operating system they are working, those operating systems are requested to write data or read data. So this is the kind of your buffer. And now next we have a kind of API available scanning, just scanner to read and write to complete the formatted data, just like maybe in one file some have a integer data, some have a string data, some have a double data. So can it's possible we can read the formatted data? Yes, those scanner and formatting help us. And sometimes I want to read data from my console from command line argument. So for that they have a some standard streams like this. We are know ki whenever we are running in Java program, we are getting our standard output on console. So that the standard output and standard input they offer, as well as from command lines you can also receive the input. And sometimes we have a data streams handle to generally perform binary input output for the primitive data and the string. For true for all the primitive data and all your binary strings, if you want to some data streaming, that is the help us here. And last about sometime you want to not send just primitive data or a string, I want to send a customized objects like employee object, department object, yes, component objects. So in these cases, we have our object stream that handle the complete input output of your object. Instead of writing one mm, data type like integer, float, double, you can write complete your customized object here. So these are the hierarchy from low level to high levels. Set of classes are offered by your input output package. So let's just take a brief summary and as well as the example how you write the code, how so that you know mm, these are the API available, but how we can use. So let us discuss one by one and look them some example how we are going to the write data in a file is as a byte stream or a character stream, as a buffer stream, or an object streams. So first, let's consciously understood what the meaning of IO stream. Okay, so if I am talking about the IO stream represents your in input source and or an output destination. This stream might be we have a source. Maybe you are reading data from here, or you are writing data from here. So whenever we are reading, that is your input, and wherever you are writing, that is your output. So here stream can represent many different kind of source, maybe or and destination. Might be you want to write in a file or particular device or any other programs or in a array, memory array, anything. So we have options you can write and read from different places. And similarly, streams support many different kind of data. Like we have simple, we have a like your bytes of data, or your primitive data types, yeah, your characters, or your objects. Some streams simply pass a data, and the sums also offer some kind of manipulation and transformation like your scanner. So if you're talking briefly how actually happen, so I saw stream is a sequence of your data. And if you're talking about the our program is a input stream to read data from source. If you're talking output stream, that read data, let's say this is the my source. Here my data source, maybe you are reading from file or some programs device or some hardware. So these are the data source can be anything. Whenever we are streaming means ki byte by byte by byte by byte our program is read data here. This is the input stream, reading information. Whenever you want to read information from any data source, we have to use your input stream API. Okay, great. And sometime you want to write data in the file. Okay, so for that we have to use the output stream to write data into the particular destination. Okay, so here our programs are generating some data, and due to the stream of data, we are writing this in file system data and a particular device. So information you can write for, from your program to your files at destination. So at that time we have reached to output stream. So this is clear. Input stream for reading data from data source, and output stream writing data to the data source. Uh, okay, always key data are flow from your program to your data source, your data source to program in the form of a stream. A stream is your sequence of data. Data may be anything. Generally, data transfer in the form of binary object. Just like here you see all the data are internally transferred in binary format. Here, meaning the binary like converting to the byte, yeah, by current to array. This is the casting a transformation automatic happen on the Java level API. So let's first basic low levels your API is the form of your byte streams. So programs use byte stream to perform input and output of 8-bit bytes. Okay, so here whenever you are talking about byte stream, so say at a time they are reading 8-bit data and send to your destination, are reading 8-bit data from destination and come to their program. So they are show all the byte stream classes are from your these are the inherited from your input streams or output streams. So this is the core classes of your input stream and output stream. There are many stream classes that's help us to work. So let's say I want to read and write from file. So they have a classes like your file input streams and file output stream. Okay, similarly let's say you want to work for the array. This is array input output stream and array output streams. So there are many byte stream classes, but let's we are focusing on only file input output. So we are going to either file input stream and file output stream. So let's this is the example. So these are we are an example like your file input stream and file output stream. Okay, and they are reading and writing on the basis of your byte. So let's take they have a read method and they have a write method. You want to write something, you have to put the write and read. So let us write code. Yes, I want to static. Just let's first I'm going to write some data in my particular file and then I'm going to read. Okay, so let's key write data, write data from using your byte stream. Let's key we are passing the file name. This is the file name on which and that that should return white. Okay, and the okay, let's throw exceptions. And here say key we are going to create our new file. uh, for writing you have to use output stream output file output stream. Here you need to file name, here file name like your file name which will pass I'm so out file output stream. Okay, let's date this is the file output stream. And here you are notice we have a function like write, and here notice they take input of your bytes of array. You can pass single byte or you can pass bytes of array. So whatever file names we need, I have to write the some. Uh, let's key I'm generate. See, let's key right. So we have to pass here data. Let's key I have a data like this is sample data to write to test it. Okay, so these are the string. They are not accepting a string object. So we have to pass as a byte of data. So how to convert? So this is the string class. String class provide to convert in the byte. Have a two method to byte get get bytes. Now you are passing the complete byte. So let's instead of I can say a file and instead of writing here just pass a string data want write here. Say here is a data dot. And whenever you are opening any file you have to also close your streams. So in this way we are going to let's get test here. I'm going to say write data using file. Let's give file name let's give one dot txt and data maybe you can pass This is my test data to test file. Anything will pass here, and let's run and check these files is generated or not. Say let's get after this. I'm just checking as out done. And if you run it, it will done. But how to check these files are generated or how to read it? So we have to read file or first let's check these files. Generally whenever you are writing the main, inside the main you might be, this is the your 1.txt, this is the your get 1.txt, this is the 1.txt, and here the data, this is written by your system. Okay, so these are you can say your codes, your Java applications write your, this is the one file. Okay, so this way this is the you write. So this is the writing data in the form of byte string. So we are in the file of output string, and if you go to the file, these are the file class stream output streams. Output stream is a substrate classes. So all the byte level are the subclass of your output streams. So let's, I want to use the input stream to reading the data instead of a, okay, reading data. So let's key I write read data instead of I write I want to read data from using byte stream. So we have again file name, don't need a data, I want to just read this file, I want to read this file, and so we have to use the your file input stream, file name, and this is the your file input stream, close it, and we have to all file close we have to. So how to read this? Okay, we have to write data in a byte, so we have to read also in a byte format. So if you go to read here dot read, they returns your byte. So instead of how to, this is the lots of character, so we have to check let's key enter into your byte, and let's give while loop while I want to check be just assign your first your file input system dot read, and if this until read, until this is the not equal to -1. Okay, this is a p equal to, okay, you just assign v and just s out just one by if you printing this b, they are look like your integer number, but I want to not print clean each character is the unsigned integer in so so want to just displaying, so we have to write here convert to character so that I can display the actual value what we have written. So let's use this to read data, just pass your file name just like right here a string file name equal to this, here file name, here your file name. So even though this file already exists, we have already created this file is already exists, we have already created, to directly read this, so just read this file, just you read. And read. Okay, this is just lesson. So you don't get it. Let's key I go and change our file system. Let's key here I'm come and let's change some here. Let's key this is new data. So we are able. Okay, so just save and close this and again run it. So you are just filing the file name. In this file name you are able to read data. Okay, so in this way these are the API available. Your write method to writing the byte of data, and read function reading the your byte by byte until you are not getting the complete file. So these are help us to just use if you want to read data let's here read data from this file. Okay, they are using the input stream for reading data. You are going to read method, and here they want to after reading this file they want to write in this file. So they are going to use your output stream to write your write data. So they are reading the byte by byte and writing the byte here. Okay, this is the simple way file input stream for reading data, file output stream for writing the data. And we have to similarly how to done the byte way. So these are the kind of your so most of its times in the generally always reading the file in the loop while until the complete files are read. So that read input is stream. Okay, always generally we are read in the loop. If first character byte 1 byte 2 byte 8 byte 8 byte 8 byte. Okay, so always the uh, copy bytes na spend most of time it's in the simple loop that's read simple input stream and write to the output stream one byte at a times. Okay, so if this is your source file from where I am reading, this is your destination where you are going to write the first your while loop. Read one byte data, one byte data, one byte data. One byte means 8-bit data. Okay, so they read 1 byte data, yeah, 8-bit. You can say 1 byte or 8-bit. First read 8-bit, and this is always your byte data considered as your integer. This is the integer variable. We are checking this is the not minus one. Then you write to the your output destination. Again, next 8 byte, next 8-bit, next 8-bit, next 8-bit, next 8 until your file is not complete. Whenever file is complete, still you are trying to read, they return a minus one. That means there is no uh, data is free to read. So until not minus one, we are looking a loop. So whenever you are going to read your file, you use the loop and read byte over first byte, then second byte, then next byte until you are not going to the minus one. A byte is written in the integer format. To be clear. Also, this is the one very basic principle. Whenever you are using any files, that means you are opening the file. You are opening a file to read. If you are going to read any file, you have to go to the open and read. And after that, this is your responsibility. You have to close it. If you are going to write something in a file, the first you have to open the file, and then after writing data, that's your responsibility to close the file. So this is the very thumb rule. Whenever you have an open file, you have to close the file. Okay, so generally these are kind of code you write in the finally block, and just check your input stream is already created, so close it. If your output stream is already created, please close it. Before going to close, please check the particular object is opened or not. How to check? If the particular variable is not null, that is open. If this is not null, that is open, you have to close. So it is always right to write in the finally block, so that key all the files what as a Java programmers as a code open, that must be closed. If you are on so sometime is some developer avoid, then you can the serious memory resource leak problem as well as. So till now we have discussed how to write data in the form of byte and how read data in the form of byte. So similarly, we have option key character stream. Instead of writing byte by byte, we have options key character stream classes are the all the character stream classes come from a subclass of a reader and writer. Similarly, we have a input stream and output stream for byte. Similarly, for character stream, we have a reader and writer, and these are the let's see, we are talking about the file input output. So they have a like a file reader and file writer. If you want to something write, you have to use a file writer. You want to read something from character stream, you have to use your file reader. So let's write another example. File reader and file writer. Simply, they have options here. We have a file reader for reading, file writer for writings. So let us write. Simply, let's see. I want to write. So here I want to using the characteristic. Characteristic. Okay. So here we have to use your file writer. You have to write the file. You have to use the file writer. File writer. Just check. Okay. Here I have a file. Whenever you are going to open your file, you have to close your file as well as. So let's say here what if you are going to write the file. Do we have a file dot write? What kind of method you can write? Complete your character array, or yeah, you can see strings or one character, anyone. So here we have a like a data here. So here say data dot to char array. Here a character and here say dot write, and I want to complete characters right here, not here byte. Previously we have to write the bytes. Okay, previously we have write the byte, like here you can say dot bytes, and here we write bytes. But here not writing bytes, here we are writing your characters. So in this way, let's see, we are going to use just let's set key. I first it's working. I will change the bytes. Okay, this is the writing data, and this is the reading data. That's a work. Let's key. I'm going to writing data with a file name this. Okay, here just similarly we have to also read data. Okay, this is the right. Simply we have to write the uh, read data using the not byte stream, using the character streams. So we are using going to use the file reader, file reader, file reader, and here let's see how we are going to use file reader. File reader have a what kind of method? Let's check. File reader have a method read, or you can say character buffer reader or target reader. We have lots of read available. Okay, so in this way you can just say read, and in this way we can read. And this is the character, so this way you can also check. We have to use this reader here, and here is as file name, which file name we want to read, and this is the uh, character 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 stream. Here it, let's say you can say any example, you can say not an issue. Here say let's example, oh sorry, the first test is okay. So we are writing data in this file and reading data this file. This is the character readers. So this way you can test. So simpler way, just like here, difference is that initially we are passing a byte, here we are passing the characters. So this character reader file can write the character wise characters. Okay, so this is the same way. Here you have open the file reader, your input stream to reading data here to reading. Read by one until you're not completed. Character is also unsigned integer, so we are retrieving an int, and this is the file writer where I want to write the file. Here our file write, this is a write function. Just take your characters. I write, and similarly next about so till now we have a study about so unbuffered input output. They are not buffering, they are directly are uh, so means that each read or write request to handle directly by your underlying operating system. So this is your jvm. Okay, they request your operating system. This is operating system, please write data here. Then operating system write data here, one character, next character, next character. Similarly, by character wise characters or byte wise byte, you are using the underlying OS call. So this can make program much less efficient, since each request you often triggering a disk access and network activities and some other operating system tasks is relatively expensive. So due to the disk access and the OS involvement for each character, that is the some you are getting a slower your application. So to reduce this kind of overhead, Java platform implement the buffered IO streams. Buffer input stream read data from your memory area known as a buffer, and then native input output is called only one when buffer is empty. Similarly, when buffer output stream reader writes the data to the buffer, and the native output stream is called when the buffer is full. Okay, so what the concept here, this is the again your OS, all the operating system read your OS to write. Okay, this is actual file you are going to write. Now here JVM say I'm not going to write each data directly OS. First we have maintain a buffer. If Java program want to write, I am writing in a buffer. When my buffer full, then I say OS, can you please write data in the particular file? Then OS writes. Okay, and now when buffer clean, then again next buffer full, then they are going to write. So similarly, if you read and write is performed from a buffer, so that your number of call between your jvm jvm to respective your native OS is reduced. Same functionality you can receive using the buffering. So this is help us to write read or write sequence of character, sequence of data using the buffered reader writer. So here similarly kind of class we have a buffered reader and simply buffer writer or print writer as well as. So let's see, I want to read a your file same as what we did here. So you can use a buffer reader writer. Let's write example was. Similarly, let's see, I want to write. I want to write here buffered 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 string. buffer stream. So buffer stream say you don't directly write, you use the new buffer writer. Okay, new uh, buffer writer, a buffer reader, you can say. Okay, buffer writer. Here a new buffer writer. Here, and now you are getting buffer writer, a reader. You can use anything, and now they have a buffer writer. And now let's check what kind of buffer writer have a method. We have to close buffer, then we have to write. Now this buffer writer directly take your data strings, or they are buffering. Don't need to convert. Okay, so directly just you pass your complete data, whatever data you are passing, just they are buffering the data. And in the case of you are a reader, you have to use the again new your buffer reader just pass key. I am going to read the same file in the buffer reader. Buffer reader, you have to close buffer reader and check what kind of methods they offer. Buffer dot next buffer dot read line. They have a complete method read line, read lines. Okay, this way. So you can use here buffer reader dot read line. They return the complete string data, and if data not equal to null, okay, then you can write your complete data. So this way you are using the buffer reader and writer. And let's write the same example. Just comment out here. Here say I am going to buffer writer. I am going to buffer writer and buffer reader. Buffer reader. Here you say let's key file buffer reader, and let's read and write this file. So here you are able to buffer read data from buffer. So there are lots of here your byte reader. So these are the way to reading and writing with the buffer. This is the optimize your native call. And sometime we have an option you can use the scanner. So there is a kind of one object types of a scanner help us to taking data, just whatever reading, just breaking out to the formatted input to the tokens and translating individual token to the corresponding data types. Let's see, we have a one file that has some kind of data. So what they are saying, just reading data and splitting the data and get one data, two data, three data, four data in the particular token, and you can take any help method here, whatever needed you. So sometime use a scanner. Let's see, write to scanner, read scanner. Scanner is scanner. The scanner have a simple new scanner. I pass your buffer reader here. So I say key new scanner, and whatever your file you have open, just pass here your scanner, and the scanner have a method check the particular scanner have a function like simply scanner has next had data, and then simply sort you can use scanner dot next. Then you have to close your scanner. So this way you can read data from scanner. I don't I just use scanner your file. So these are the option you can use the scanner object to reading a data. Okay, this are, and here you have to complete tokenized value, and each tokens you have data here you can that lots of other method you can take if you know they have like a method like if you get as nest element nest you have lots of options find as nest boolean you want to byte then read byte you want to get double has double next long each kind of data types they have a tokenized and formatted output. I want to complete lines are long or short or byte, so these are auto formatting happen here. The scanner help us to and not only reading data after reading they have analyzed this is a string boolean double and you want to don't type because they automatic do it. Okay, so these help us sometime we need a token and then individual tokens we have perform some kind of a casting and individual double reading math reading anything, and sometimes you are reading data input from the command lines. Okay, so programmers often run the program from command line and interact with the user command line environment. Java support these kind of interaction in the two way. We have one is standard streams and one way is the console. The two have a two way. The command line, the user as a developer we can read input and write. So let's discuss the standard API. If you talk about this standard API, so Java platforms support the three standard streams. Generally, we use the system.in, system.out, and system.error. Generally, we have the system.out for writing or various system.out.println. We are using for writing the our standard output on the my screens. What we are looking the output. Similarly, we have a standard error and similarly standard kind of input are there. So from if you want to get read from the reader, you can use input stream reader or you can use scanner, whatever you feels. Okay, so let's here we have a writer method like uh, read data in scanner command line command line. Okay, so here you are not passing any file, just you want to read from your console. So how to do it? Here you have a standard scanner. You just apply the system dot in. I want to read data from a scanner. Now we have a just print and that's key. And just here say yes out types data type input. If you run just let's comment out and read this function. I want to reading we are reading data from your command lines. Just run it. What happened? If you run it and they ask type your input data. Now you are here input data. I'm say test. So you're getting a test. In this way, we have option to get your input, whatever input you want. Okay. whatever input you want. Depend upon the your loop, we have a loop until you want to close and close it. So these we have options key. We can scanner read your input data as well as, or you can use your input stream as well as. So these are the here you can use the input stream or scanner, but these are a system, they are reading from a standard input stream. So similarly we are using system.out or standard output stream. And the second approach about your console, we have a alternative and more more advanced alternative of a standard stream is the console. You can use console. This is the single and a predefined objects of type console that has a most of the feature provided by the standard streams. Uh, and the console is particularly useful for the secure password entry or something. Console object is also provide input and output streams that are true character streams, and through the reader and writer method. The route they have utility method you can use console. Like here, how to get a console object? We have a system.console and get to a console object. And now whenever you get a console object, you have to option read line. Enter your login process here. You can writing a lead line. Simply you are a read password. Enter your password. You can read password. Here you can verify any verification here. But please ensure that whenever you are going to use this system.console, please check your current JVM, what Java environment you are using, that support console or not. If this is null, that means your current JVM is not supporting your console. So until your JVM is not supporting console, you cannot use it. Okay, if your JVM support console, then you can use. If your JVM does not support console, you can use your scanner, string buffer, anything. Similarly, now we have a study about the how data stream. Data stream, what do you mean a data stream? Data means stream support the binary input output operations for a data types like your boolean characters, byte, short, int, long, float, double, as well as strings. The all data stream implemented with data input stream interface and data output interface. The two have interface. This is the data output interface, data input interface. They have a this most widely used implementation of these interfaces: data input stream and data output streams. So whenever you want to kind of you're using the similarly, whatever we have a buffered object created, on the top of that you create a data output stream and data output streams. We have a out. Now you can from here you can write data, and similarly if you want to read data, you can use the data input stream. Here you can pass your buffered object for the your optimizations, read native read cost, and you have an input object, and after that from input object you can again perform the read operations, same like we did here. So the one thing about the generally we are using the object system. Okay, generally we are writing my own class. Okay, own class, that class like employee class, or you can set department class, and such times of we need a the just not a data stream support IO for the primitive, but object stream also support for objects. So not all the standard classes that support the serializations of their object. Generally, majorly classes that is the model classes are data classes that data need to send from one JVM to another JVM. Yeah, network communication happen. That's all the your Java class generally must implement your serializable interface. This is the marker interface. Okay, and so you are want to store or read not only primitive value or only string, but complete your Java object. So for that we have a use your these object streams, object stream classes. So they have a like object input stream class and object output stream class. Two classes are used. These classes are implement your object input and object output. These are two sub interface. These are sub interface from data input stream and data output stream. So finally data input stream your top, and then sub your object input stream, and then your object input stream class. And similarly both that means key all the primitive data that input output method cover the data stream also implemented in the object stream. So you can say ki object stream can contain the mixers of your primitive and as well as object. If you want to streams read and write of input and output of the object, that is your object input stream and object output streams. This is frequently used in a Java for your customized class. You have to first implement your class with the marker interface serialize, and you can write a custom object into the this write method and read method. So generally happen this way. This is your stream of object. Okay, so if you want to write data, you have the stream write object, and here your object writing. As someone can read object, here data read here. So what object you are writing here, you can read from object. Okay, here. So you can write this object. Maybe you are a file system or array systems, array object or file object, whatever things source and destination can be. If you let's say example ki how we can write your something maybe object, we have to use like your file output streams and file input streams. Okay, that example I'm going to write to more method static void write write object object using your ob, out, object stream object stream stream. Okay, they take your input. Okay, your file name, string your file name, which file, and the data object, which object you want to store object. Okay, and here how to first you have to write, you have to open the new object input stream reader. Okay, object output stream reader, we need an object output stream reader. Object writing for object output stream reader, and here you can pass your first file. If you want to file the new, you can say file output stream reader, new file output stream reader. Here pass a file name, which file you want. This throw exception, just handle exception and dot your way. So you are getting object output stream reader, and now we have to also whenever you are writing, after that we have to close. So here we have options. You can write any kind of data. You can write maybe you can write you have a write byte, write object, write boolean, write char, write anything you can write here. Okay, a complete object, whatever your object say, you have to write. So if you want to reject objects, you can just print object, and here whatever object you are passing, that is store. Okay, and this way if you want to similarly your input reader as well as how to read object using your object stream file name, and that just you want to your read your. So here you are going to use your input stream. Here say we are going to use the file input, file input stream reader, and here you are going to input file input stream reader object, and here you have to close the object, and let's give what kind of a read method. Similarly, we have to read object, read boolean, read byte, read character, read double. Not only primitive, but read object as well as. Okay. So here, let's guess how I want to guess out just read object, and you can pass here read object, whatever object you have read it. So in this way, you can pass your, let's comment it out here, and just say write your object using object streams. Here your file name on which file you are writing, your object maybe which object. Let's say I pass object string object. So this will read, and after this just read this read object using read object using object stream, and here pass your file name which file you want to read, and then read it. Here let's give your own class, let's give we have my own class emp have a like let's give string name is id age. Okay, age we have, let's give constructor, let's give we have to string. Okay, let's give this is the just I instead of writing this just I outside the class, so code could be clean. Just I write here outside of the class. Okay. And now instead of your primitive string, I can pass, or here you can pass, you can pass my employee object, new employee, and you pass key right there, and it should be 23. So here, and this is the number, okay, and I can print it. So here you can writing object completely in the file, and you are reading object from the file. So here you say ki our object is a throw exception, cannot serialize. Reason is that our employee class is not implement your interface marker interface serializable. So we have to any object you want to serialize, you are, I mean, you are going to write the object state in the file or array stream, you have to implement the serializable interface. This is the marker interface, so you don't need to implement any method, just inform JVM if this object can be serialized, means ki, you can write in the object stream and output stream. So this is the marker interface, they have not any. So they say whenever we are going to the set object output stream, object input streams, or object input streams, object output streams, they are externalizable. Whenever JVM going to use write read and write object, that time check whatever your object passing, that is the types of serializable interface or not. If your object is not types of serial interface, throw exception, you cannot serialize. So please be remember whenever you are serial writing your complete object status inside your particular file system, you have your class must implement the serializable interface, and after that you will run, you will able to check your object is serialized. Okay, this complete object is serialized. If you look the output how this are stored in your own file, this is like this way, they are stored in the complete binary format, you cannot read, but here the complete class structure as well as the which instance they are storing. So this is the, please be ensure in the case of your custom object you want to reading and writing, So someone sometime ask by someone ki what are the how to serialize and deserialize your object. So this is the way you can want to serialize object. Just you just use your object output streams. They have a right object method. You can customize your object. Whatever object you are passing here, passing employee object, the employee object must be implemented to serializable interface. How to deserialize? Simply just read those file, and we have a method like your read object, and you are getting a complete object, and return those objects are printed. So they have a read object and write object for your serializing and deserializing, not the only primitive of data types or object, but user defined object you can also write here. So initially just here just I pass as a string object. So string object by default, string class, they are implement your serializable interface. So due to that, you are able to serialize string as well as. So if you want to provide own customized object, you also a must you have to implement for object serialization and deserialization. So this is the someone object serialization and deserialization. This is your serialization parts. You are writing complete object status inside your file system or buffer. Similarly, you have to reading stored object from a file system. If you just this is always stored, can just only read. You can read this complete now. New employee object is created here. If you read it now, this times your object is read it. Okay. If you let's go to the constructor. Here you're trying to set s out inside public emp default constructor, a uh, two argument constructor. If you run it, you notice okay what you guys notice whenever your when at the right whenever you are writing the object at that time the object status something different. Now we are reading at that time your java object your employee class are changed. So this is change, so they are showing the incompatible version. So generally as a java use the serial version id concept what the state of while the saving what is the current structures of your class, and while the reading from file to the again jvm, this is the from inside your jvm going to writing they store all the information about metadata, what kind of field, what kind of variable, what kind of constructors, what are fields available, and whenever they are reading it they again going to create the object of your same, but now the structure change. Due to that we are getting exception your uh, invalid class exceptions. So please ensure if while the writing the same version should be available here until you are getting the uh, exceptions. So let's key up now I going to again write the instead of reading first I have to let's key write the same object with the new structure so that key now our new structure saved and you can read. Okay, now I will just loud now if you comment it and you only read the stored file in this way. There is no constructor invoke here. Notice there is no constructor invoke, just you are reading file. So please ensure while deserialization your object constructor is not invoked. They are internally store all your object and data. Just create an object and share your. So in this way you can serialize and deserialize, and while deserialize your new constructors, new object are now created. The same object with the same status they are built. So these are the very handy and very simple way to serialize your object into the file system or byte array and deserialize again your from object. Only one conditions, whatever object you are passing here, whatever object you are passing here, that object must be implement your serializable interface. Okay, so this is a precondition whenever, and be ensure that they maintain a kind of complete class structures while serializing, and while the deserializing again they are going to create a new object for you. At that time compiler your JVM check your class structures same are different. If they both are the different, they throw exception, we cannot deserialize your class. So these kind of some pre-check available with the files object serialization and deserialization. So for today, this is the complete about the basic how you can read and write file in Java. So Java have offer you can perform input and output on the byte stream level, byte wise byte, or character streams, or you can say buffered stream, or you can also say some scanners. We can also discuss command line argument, how to read command line, and some you can want to some data stream. Data streams may be your primitive data or complete your object streams. So these kind of streams available through which you can write data or read data. Okay, so that is the help. So these are the brief, lots of classes available, but what are really necessary I'm just demonstrating you so that you feel aware that reading or writing data in file or any source, this is the very easiest way. Java provide lots of simple classes just to create the object of that class, pass the file name, and up take the write method, a read method. From that way you can get the reading and writing operations so easily. Okay, so that's for today. And here again, I would like to say thank you for watching this video.